Cloverfield Lane, starring John Goodman. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. After a brutal car accident, Michelle wakes up in a dark bunker. She notices that she's hooked up to an IV and chained to the wall. Desperate and frantic, she grabs her cell phone with the IV pole. Unfortunately, there's no service. All of a sudden, she hears footsteps behind the locked door. A man named Howard enters the room with a plate of breakfast. He convinces Michelle that he's trying to keep her alive. He then gives her a key and crutches, then leaves the room. After he leaves, Michelle breaks free from the chains and creates a weapon from her crutch. So after attempting to stab the man with the crutch, he puts her to sleep with a shot. Upon awakening, the man tells her she was in an accident and saved her life. He then continues to tell her that she can't leave because the air outside is contaminated and the world is ending, and they might be down there for a year or two. But anyways, Michelle doesn't believe him because she remembers him crashing into her car on purpose. The next day, Michelle sees that the door to her room is open. She leaves her room and sees a man sleeping. He wakes up and introduces himself as Emmett. He tells Michelle that Howard is telling the truth about the world ending and that he had to beg Howard to let him into the bomb shelter. Howard then enters the room and shows Michelle a tour of the whole bunker. There's a living room with books and board games. There's also a kitchen and bathroom and TV, so it's actually pretty nice for an underground bunker. During their dinner, Howard's odd behavior and anger starts to show when Emmett talks too much at the dinner table. Michelle sees this as an opportunity to steal Howard's keys in order to escape the bunker. After pissing Howard off, Michelle grabs the keys and runs for the exit of the bunker. Peering through the window, she sees car lights and a bloody woman begging to come in. Hesitant to bring the girl in, Howard convinces her that she's infected, and she definitely is. She has gashes and blood all over her face. She starts slamming her head against the window. So Howard later tells Michelle that he accidentally crashed into her car and it was just a big mistake and he just wanted to bring her in and help her. Howard also brings up a girl named Megan, which is apparently his daughter, and he kind of brings her up a lot during the movie. Anyways, the next scene is just pretty much a montage of them playing games and watching movies. There's not a lot to do around there besides doing that, so at least they've got video games to play and movies to watch. Later on, Howard has Michelle go through the vents to fix the air system. While in the vents, she discovers another locked exit. On the window, the words "Help me" are scratched in from the inside. There are also bloody earrings that Michelle recognized from Megan's photo. So now we're starting to realize that something bad happened to Megan. In the next scene, Michelle shows Emmett the bloody earrings in the photo of Megan. Emmett shakes his head and says, "That girl isn't Megan. Her name is Brittany, and she went missing 2 years ago." Michelle and Emmett then come to a realization that Howard is dangerous and they need to find a way to escape fast. While Emmett and Michelle try to create hazmat suits from a shower curtain, they have to pretend like everything is normal. The next day, Howard makes Michelle and Emmett bring an unopened barrel into the bathroom. Howard states that in the barrel is perchloric acid. Howard knows that Michelle and Emmett are up to no good and demands them to tell him what's going on. Emmett tells Howard that it was all him and his fault in order to protect Michelle. After Emmett apologizes, Howard says, "I forgive you," then shoots him in the head. So Michelle is really upset and distraught about Emmett's death, but she continues to work on the hazmat suit that she made from the shower curtain. Later on, Howard comes into her room and finds the hazmat suit right under her mattress, so he gets really angry and pulls her hair. Michelle manages to run to Howard's room where the acid is and kicks the barrel over onto Howard. The perchloric acid then causes a fire in the living room, so Michelle just has minutes to escape. With minutes to escape, Michelle climbs through the vents and Howard is somehow still alive. That damn Howard. Anyway, Michelle kicks Howard back and she's able to get outside alive. While she's out there, her suit rips and she freaks out and wraps some duct tape around it. She then looks up and sees birds flying in the sky. That makes her realize if the birds are alive, then the air must not be contaminated. After taking her mask off, she sees a UFO coming at her. The UFO starts spraying this green gas all over. Luckily, she had her DIY mask and put it on. A creepy alien then chases her into a truck, and the UFO grabs the truck with some tentacle-like arms. In the truck, she finds a lighter, paper, and a wine bottle. So she soaks the paper in the wine and lights it up. She then throws it into the creepy alien's mouth and it blows up. Luckily, she survives. The truck lands on the ground and she's able to drive away. While driving, she hears some people on the radio asking for medical help in Houston. She then turns around and drives off to Houston. Anyways, comment down below what you thought about this movie. I really enjoyed all the plot twists, and I thought they chose a great cast for this movie. Anyways, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video.